Welcome, folks, to Making the Most of Your Career Partnerships webinar. My name is Maren Willette. I am the Education Manager at MHA, and I'm very excited that you're all able to join us today. All right, now I want to welcome our speakers for today. We have Jacqueline Carpenter, Vice President of Workforce Development with Twin Cities RISE, Madeline Miller, Employment Specialist with Project for Pride in Living, and Alicia Klatt, Senior Recruiter with Aon. And now I will hand it over to Alicia.
Maren, for walking us through all of that important information and for the introductions. So I am Alicia Klatt, the Senior Recruiter with Aon and the Committee Chair for MHA's Careers Task Force. MHA's Careers Task Force works to identify ways we can continue to attract new talent into our industry, with the past several years being specifically focused on attracting folks into maintenance careers and property management. One of the actions of the task force has been forming partnerships with organizations that provide training and career readiness opportunities to community members in the communities that our multifamily spaces serve. Over the past 5+ years, we've been working in close partnership with these organizations, and MHA members have welcomed dozens of new talent into our industry directly from these programs. So today we just wanted to highlight two community organizations that we've been working very closely with to potentially further this impact that these programs have on our industry, on our owners and managers, and on these programs and their participants. And so today we'll hear from both Twin Cities RISE and Project for Pride in Living's Learning Center about programs they offer and how you may be able to engage in partnerships with them. With that, I'll turn it over to Jacqueline Carpenter, the Vice President of Workforce Development with Twin Cities RISE.
Hi, thank you so much. I'm excited to be with everyone today. We've been a proud partner for Minnesota Multi-Housing Association for the last 2 to 3 years. And today I just wanted to showcase our facilities and maintenance program. It's a wonderful pathway of industry, and I wanted to give you an introduction to our organization. Our mission is really around transforming lives through personal empowerment, career training, and meaningful employment. We're working on building work skills, 21st century skills that are really those key attributes for individuals as they enter the world of work. So things like problem solving, critical thinking, and decision making. We also combine that with our emotional intelligence training, which is addressing that human being, really helping to build those social emotional skills like competence and really around how to control your emotions, not only on the job, but in your life, and how do we become that best version of ourselves. We also offer a lot of personal coaching and career coaching for people to think about how they can get into the world of work. How do I get that job? How do I keep that job? And how do I sustain successfully on that job? We also offer supportive services to build that stable foundation. Our program's been in operation for 27 years, and this is the pillar of how we deliver programming for those that are underrepresented in our community. This is just a quick snapshot of how many people we serve on an annual basis and what we're able to do as we look at changing their lives, not just from wages, but also an achievement for outcomes. These are some of our brag sheets or bragging points in regards to retention as well as income changing, and really where we bring back in contributions for a social return on investment. We're really proud of the organization that we're serving, about 1,000 to 1,500 people per year in our 7-county metro market. What we were able to do with the help of MMHA was really design and develop specific attributes for career pathways as it relates to maintenance and facilities programming. We've partnered with third-party education programs. We've also contributed to working with employers. We heard the voice of the industry for us to build this curriculum. We're really proud of what we've been able to do. So you can see that we're working on training certificates with Dakota County Technical College, as well as Century College or even Hennepin Technical College. We're able to provide those 21st century skills and personal empowerment training. We've also added in OSHA 30, and OSHA 30 is a huge requirement in this industry. So we're bringing out the leadership skills, the safety skills. We're really getting people that entry-level baseline of what's necessary in the world of maintenance and facilities. There's continuing ed. So we're doing all of the boilers prep licensing in our training program. So when people successfully complete our program, they're ready to take that assessment. They're actually ready to get that certificate, and they're ready for the world of work. We're looking at all of the ways we can engage with wonderful employers like yourself. So we've been able to do HR spotlights, virtual job fairs. We're really creating opportunity and exposure for the participants we serve. They all have interest in this type of industry. They have that hands-on experience and that thought processes. They have the mental mindsets ready for this industry. We're providing them with the hard skills, and in partnership with employers, we're also being able to provide the opportunity. Personal empowerment is one of those key attributes. I always like to shine bright on this because it's really how people can become that best version of themselves. When we're able to achieve that, we also can achieve really high customer service because we're building out those social skills. And we recognize that those are really important skills no matter what you're doing, no matter what your job title is, but particularly in facilities support and maintenance support, you're often working with a client. And we found that personal empowerment is one of those things that helps people really become that really responsible service provider. So things like self-confidence, regulating our emotion, problem solving, and taking responsibility. Those are some of the key things that we focus on within personal empowerment curriculum specifically for this program. This is the training curriculum for Empowerment Institute. We're talking about self-awareness, self-control, other awareness, and relationship management. These are personal and social competencies that really help us become the best version of ourselves. And I've said that over and over again because it's really a journey as we're working at representing individuals who are often on the sidelines. For them to become successful mainstream in employment, we have to build those human connections, and we have to help provide these skill sets. So this journey starts here, but it's really baked in Bloom's taxonomy as well as cognitive behavioral therapy. So we stay with our participants well beyond 2 years, and we constantly are working on our own maintenance for these skill sets. This is really an outline of the sector-based training program. I would ask all of you to take a minute to read it. It's about our work readiness programming as well as our sector-based programming. These are the specifics that are covered in the content when we partner with a third-party educational program. Our facilitators and instructors also adapt all of our skills and all of our lessons around activities that can help elevate execution and success in these spaces when it's not just in training, but also on the job. That's it for Twin Cities Rise and our facilities and maintenance program. And we want to send a big shout out to our MHA members. We've had a lot of success in placements. Over 80% of our participants are employed through MHA membership. We also love the toolkit drive that you've been able to do. We're proud partners, and we're really thankful and grateful. So I appreciate the time today for this introduction, and I welcome all of your employment opportunities to come our way through the Workforce Council. So thanks, Alicia.
Thank you, Jacqueline. And we are also very proud partners with Twin Cities Rise. So it goes both ways. Thank you. Now we'll hear from Madeline Miller, the employment specialist with Project for Pride in Living's Learning Center.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. As Alicia said, my name is Madeline Miller, and I am an employment specialist at Project for Pride in Living, running a number of training programs over there, including our building operations technician program.
All right, Alicia, if you can take it away for just a moment, I'm going to give Madeline a call and get her brought through.
For sure. So one of the things we also wanted to do as part of the webinar is just to be able to share some success stories of some hires into our organizations from these partner organizations. Both Twin Cities Rise as well as Ppl, Project for Pride in Living's Building Operations Technician program, which I really hope Madeline is able to get back on and share with all of you. It's a really exciting program. So as I share a couple of stories, two of them in particular will be about graduates from Ppl's Building Operations Technician program. And if Madeline's not able to rejoin, I'll give an overview of what that program is, but I'm sure she could do a way better job. So we'll hope that she's able to join. Otherwise, I will definitely take that over. So As I've mentioned, MHA members have together welcomed dozens of participants into our industry through these programs, most of whom have never worked in property management before. So this is really a way that we've been able to grow our talent in multifamily. At Aon specifically, while we've had a good number of organization partnerships throughout the Twin Cities, I'll focus on a couple of hires specifically through Twin Cities Rise and Ppl Spot program. So my first story is about one of our staff persons that 3 years ago was going through PPL's BOT program. So he was an active BOT participant. And the BOT program is, again, Building Operations Technician program through PPL. And we hired him at Aon while he was going through this 8-month-long program as a building technician. So a building technician at Aon focuses mostly on daily cleaning and light maintenance around our properties, alongside usually a maintenance professional right there on site. And this particular participant graduated from the BOT program while he was an Aon employee. So I was able to attend his graduation. I was able to see all of his family that really showed up for him and just how proud he was completing this. Again, it's an 8-month-long program. It included classes at Minneapolis College as well as at PPL's Learning Center, and was just a really robust program. So being able to celebrate his graduation with him was just, you know, a special time for everyone. And then he continued to put his work in the program to use and continue to train as he worked as a building technician at Aon under the mentorship of one of Aon's maintenance supervisors. And then after about 1.5 years of employment with us, he promoted to a maintenance technician. And he now covers 2 properties at Aon and is about to celebrate his 3rd anniversary with us. So that's kind of the success story of one of our BOT participants. I'll pause before moving on to our next one to see if Madeline is back and able to talk about the BOT program a bit further.
Next, a little bit about the mission, vision, and equity. So PPL has created a holistic approach to advancing our mission, vision, and equity statements in 3 different ways. So diversity, equity, and inclusion to advance equity as a lens through which all of our work happens, remain mindful of racial disparities and barriers to access and resources that many in our community face. 2, public policy, so elevating participant voice by understanding, analyzing, and advocating for policies that impact our communities and help participants engage at the legislative level when appropriate. And then lastly, neighborhood engagement. So this as a better way to support the economic vitality and sustainability of our residents and to build strong, healthy neighborhoods that we serve. Up next here we have our program model. So again, PPL utilizes a holistic approach when it comes to our program model. And each of these components have been adapted into our Pathways programs, including our Building Operations Technician or BOT program. So first off, support services are often provided in the form of transportation or technology. If for any reason a participant is unable to attend in-person program activities, such as a job shadow, support services include resources to help navigate the Metro Transit system and provide bus cards or gas cards if they have a car. And then due to the virtual environment of programming, PPL is also able to provide support in obtaining technology or internet access to participants. So they might come in with a number of barriers. We want to work to eliminate those barriers and provide support services. Additionally, financial coaching. So in the financial coaching and home ownership department at PPL, we have different financial coaches attend each of our programs, and that helps support participants by facilitating workshops on home ownership counseling, credit building, budgeting, money management, and all of those financial topics They also have the capacity to meet one-on-one with participants to answer specific questions. And so we believe that financial coaching really goes hand in hand with that job acquisition, that career field that they are moving into. We also have one-on-one coaching, so a career specialist is attached to each PPL program. That is the role I take on at PPL, and this ensures that participants have a contact throughout their journey from enrollment all the way through their retention. The career specialist will provide facilitation of professional development workshops, provide resources to eliminate any of those barriers that may arise, and assist with the application process and follow-up after participants have gained employment. We also have different workshops. So we've developed a core curriculum that targets the desired skills employers are looking for in candidates. These might include items like technology skills, so Microsoft, Excel, PowerPoint, and we focus on transferable skills like critical thinking, effective communication, and teamwork. We also really deep dive how diversity, equity, and inclusion can show up in the workplace and all the intricacies of finding your way in a new workplace culture. And then lastly, industry recognized credential. Many of our PPL programs include an industry recognized credential, and they differ depending on the sector and job focus of the program. Up next, getting started. So if somebody were interested in attending any of our programs, we have a process in place. So first is they would attend a virtual information session held via Zoom every Monday morning at 10 a.m. It's here where they'll get an overview of the program and an opportunity to get their questions answered. If they feel the program meets their needs, the next step is for them to fill out an application. Once we've reviewed their application, there are a number of assessments. So math and reading, digital literacy, typing, all of these assessments and required scores vary from program to program. After those assessments are complete, they're referred to the employment specialist or career specialist for an enrollment meeting. This meeting determines final eligibility. We make sure that folks are really ready and able to engage in programming at this time and commit to the hours and the timeline. And it's also at this point that we work to identify barriers and then implement those support services. So that's really the timeline from the second they come in that information session all the way to that enrollment meeting, the process of getting started into one of our programs. Up next, to touch on very specifically our Building Operations Technician program. So the Building Operations Technician Pathway program is an 8-month training program that runs about 2 to 3 days per week in the evenings. So this is great for folks who are working full-time during the day, who are primarily staying with their children during the day. All of this takes place during the evenings. Participants will undergo a variety of training related to obtaining their special boilers license and becoming maintenance techs in both the residential and commercial sector. Folks who find employment in the residential sector typically work in apartment building, doing some sort of groundskeeping, going into individual apartments. And then there's also a big emphasis on customer service in this residential setting, and we've got a credential attached for that as well. And then folks who work in the commercial sector might work in a government building, checking boilers, making sure everything is within working order in that building. We also have 8 involved employer partners who help support this program and really want to hire our graduates. And Alicia, I believe, was highlighting one excellent graduate that they have hired already, along with a number more. To touch on a few highlights of this program. So we really want folks to graduate and have them stand out, be really ready and prepared for this position. So we offer a 2-week paid job shadow with one of those 8 employer partners, a job fair where they're able to network, learn about different opportunities. They'll have the ability to attain their customer service and sales certification from the NRF, which is an industry recognized credential. We offer OSHA 30 through Minneapolis College with college credits attached. So if folks are interested in furthering their education, they've got a great starting base with those credits. And then we also offer 2 opportunities to take that special boiler's license exam. And then within this field, there are fantastic career laddering opportunities, which is also a huge draw. Qualifications to enroll include 6 months of maintenance experience. This does not need to be formal paid. We can work with individuals who apply. Maybe they're the go-to person in their family to take a look at a broken faucet or change the light bulbs or paint. So we'll work with folks based on some of that experience to build up to the 6 months. We look for high school diploma or GED and a driver's license and social security card. Lastly here, just want a quick overview of the PPL program elements. So on the left-hand side, you'll see the PPL curriculum that we offer. All of that are those soft skills, professional development skills, our core curriculum that we have developed to help folks pair the technical skills that they gain from Minneapolis College with other desirable professional skills. So the customer service, all of the financial coaching, Microsoft Word, Excel, and Outlook. We talk about effective communication, workplace culture, and then very importantly, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And then on the right-hand side, you'll see everything that's partner specific. So we tailor resumes to certain jobs. We do mock interviews, interview prep, and bring in our partners. They'll have those job shadows, which is a paid experience. They'll walk away with college credit, and again, mock interviews and that job fair. So overall, a preview of PPL, our history, and then a little bit about our building operations technician program.
All right, thank you. I am very glad you were able to rejoin and talk about that awesome program that PPL has. We've been at AON partners with the BOT program since the beginning, since it was an idea, and just really excited for where it's at today. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So before Madeline rejoined, I just gave an example of one of our success stories working with our partner organizations. And now I have another one to share that is a bit different, but also just wanted to share this story. So after the very first BOT program cohort, like I said, we've been working with them since the start. So this was a little over 5 years ago, I believe. There was a graduate that we at AON really wanted to welcome onto our team. We were really excited about him. He didn't quite have the skill set yet that we needed to hire him into a maintenance position. And at the time, again, a little over 5 years ago, we didn't have a formalized training program, nor did we really have the capacity to support his continued development on a daily basis under the mentorship of a maintenance professional right on site. So at that time, we offered him what we could, which was a building technician role, again, doing some light maintenance and then daily cleaning around the property. But another organization was set up to better support his development into maintenance, and he accepted that offer instead of ours, which was completely understandable and was honestly just the right choice for him in his development. It was also a hire into our industry, which was great. But I am happy to announce that after about 2.5 years where he stayed with that organization, and was able to really build his maintenance skills, he reapplied at AON. And at that point, we were able to hire him into a maintenance position where he now has 2 properties where he is the maintenance tech for, very skilled, doing a great job, and is about to celebrate his 3rd anniversary with AON. So just an example of, you know, sometimes folks graduating from the programs may not have necessarily the skills right away that we need, depending on how we're set up, you know, to help support and train our folks coming in. but they very well may for other organizations, and it's still really great for our industry. And we're really happy he reconsidered Aon, and he's now there. And now at Aon, we have a formalized maintenance and training program and are just far better positioned to welcome folks onto our team who are really mechanically inclined and just need that training opportunity to really help jumpstart their maintenance careers. We're currently in the hiring process with a Twin Cities RISE participant and a current BOT student into 2 of our maintenance and training program or positions, excuse me. And we're just excited to hopefully share some more success stories with these 2 new hires into the future. And this point about a maintenance and training program brings me to a couple points our careers task force really wants to make while we talk about community partnerships. The first is that these programs are really great starting points in the training process into maintenance careers in our industry, kind of as a step 1. So every participant, though, from our partner programs will be different. There are certainly going to be folks that are ready to jump right into maintenance positions. That will definitely happen from time to time. But most participants will really be graduating from these programs ready for that step 2, which may be on-the-job training opportunities for them to really apply what they've learned alongside maintenance professionals where they can be guided and supported with additional training and mentorship. Many of our MHA member organizations have formed maintenance and training programs or something like that to help really support folks coming into the industry or really starting their maintenance careers. And if your company hasn't done that yet, but you have the capacity to do so, I'd strongly encourage you to really reach out to your peers, see what they've done, see what's worked for them, and how you may be able to do that with your organization, just again, as another way to welcome new talent into our industry. And as these maintenance and training professionals really gain more experience and are ready for that next step in their training, something you may consider could be MHA's CRMT program to really help further expand their training in the maintenance field. A second point we wanted to make is the importance of partnerships. So throughout this webinar, you've heard the word partnership over and over. And that's really because that's really what we want to focus on here, that these are really partnerships with community organizations. When we're talking about these partnerships with Twin Cities RISE and with Ppl, these are not kind of referral organizations that we pay a fee to source talent into our industry or into our open positions. And while those are also great avenues to explore, for sure, what we're talking about here today are partnerships with community organizations focused on supporting opportunities for community members to access meaningful employment. And this is really best done in true partnership. So an example of the benefit that working in partnership can bring, and Madeline actually mentioned this, and so did Jacqueline in both of their presentations. So Aon, along with a few MHA member organizations, joined the Employer Advisory Board for Ppl's BOT program as the program was just starting. So it was really in the idea phase, and we had folks from our industry around the table at the start. And because of that close partnership and really firm commitment to the program, we were able to offer significant input into the curriculum design, really helping the program align directly with the needs of our industry. We've participated in mock interviews and resume support, job fairs, really all of those ways that Jacqueline and Madeline really talked about how we can get involved. And that genuine and active partnership are really key to making the most out of connecting with community organizations in a way that has the most meaningful impact on the participants, on our organizations and really the community as a whole. So now we'll go into some questions that you may have about these programs specifically, or general questions you might have about community partnerships.
How can we as an employer partner with TC Rise or PPL?
So on PPL's end, we do not have a formal agreement or contract for our partners. So you could reach out to myself directly, and we really just want to work with organizations who are bought into our mission, to our vision, and who want to support our graduates. And so over the years, you know, Ann was originally one of our partners, but we have added on several more. Those 8 partners that we have now did not all come from the very inception of this program, but they ended up joining because they saw a need. They really care about what we do as an organization, and their mission and their vision really aligns with what the work we do at PPL is. So on PPL's end, there is no formal contract, but really we are always looking for partners to continue to develop our programs and get our participants positioned.
So I think, Madeline, to that point, if there are folks interested in partnering at the employer advisory board level, that's an option. They might partner at the mock interviews. They might help support that for resume creation, for you know, attending job fairs might also be a way that they could join. Would you say that's all the case?
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes we have partners who are maybe just a little bit more hands-off, or they'd like to dip their toes in. And so everything that Alicia just described are also great places to start. Those mock interviews, resume writing, all of that kind of stuff.
And they would just reach out to you directly to get going with that? Okay.
Absolutely.
And ditto for Twin Cities Rise. You can go to our website. You can email our employer services team. My contact information is there. We're supporting a lot of the same initiatives you just heard about. One additional thing that we would love to hear from is if you have opportunities where we could refer candidates, please send them our way. We have a lot of great hot job alerts. We do Career Club where we're representing over 100 people, maybe up to 200 people that are actively in the job search mode. So we really welcome connections with employers on a very consistent basis. When we are running our facilities and maintenance program, all of those opportunities are a great place to connect with us as well. HR spotlights, virtual job fairs, mock interviews, volunteerism in our program year round is amazing. And let's not forget that we are a nonprofit, so sponsorships are warmly welcomed as well. In-kind donations support the tool drive that MMHA is already honoring. There's many ways to engage, but if it's just to get the word out for additional recruiting and job support, please send those opportunities our way.
I want to thank Madeline, Jacqueline, and Alicia. Are wonderful opportunities and really invaluable. So we appreciate you taking the time to share about those today. I also want to let you know that MHA will have on our website, mmha.com/careers, we have a partnerships tab. Feel free to check there as we add information and resources. Those will be available. And I want to thank everyone for their time today and wishing everyone a great rest of what now is a snowy Tuesday. So
thank you.
Right.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.